thought I might try something. Kind of just do a walk around. This is let's see, obviously the passenger side. A few little devices in there. What we've got is the basic Cummins X15 600 horse power plant. £12,000 steering axle with disc brakes. Back along this way here. Take this cover off. Got a few batteries to power her up. Back along here we got your basic 150 gallon diesel fuel tank. £46,000 air track suspension with disc brakes, obviously. Air ride suspension controls and leveling valves and coming up here we got another 150 gallon tank that's split. The back is 80 gallons of diesel fuel. The front half is 70 gallons of hydraulic oil to run the dump trailers and low beds or whatever, live floors, whatever you run. And then we have a 18 gallon diesel exhaust fluid tank, which is a combination of urea and deionized water that runs through the catalytic converter down in there to superheat the exhaust gases and cuts down on the emissions. So that's all emission stuff in there behind that cover. Put all the connections for the hydraulics and electrical connections for whatever trailer you happen to be hauling. Basic toolbox that isn't organized yet. And then we get inside. Climb up in here. Oh, before we go too far. Seat controls. Two on the left are for the heated seat, and we can run them up or down or wherever you need to get to be comfortable. All your other adjustments for the seat are all air operated. Got the controls for the dump body or the hydraulics, plus the load cover to run back and forth. A little crowded in here, but anyway, basic dash dashboard package. Your gauges, a lot of air gauges and fuel tank, def tank, stereo. Some of the controls for the rear axles. It runs the PTO. You can slide your fifth wheel, dump your suspension, lock the axles together. And the other controls, the bottom row, runs most of the functions on the trailer for the suspension and the tailgate, the work lights on the trailer. You get the other controls, heaters, control, and Jake brake control, cruise control, parking brakes for the trailer and parking brakes for the tractor. Can't live without a CB radio. And we've got the navigation system, the radio. That's kind of cool.
Welcome to Clay Highway.
Pretty standard. Pretty standard for your navigation system. You can add the addresses. You can keep track of where you've been and keep your own favorites and whatnot in there. You go back down here. Go back to the home. Go back to the home page. Well, you can go because you can go over to here. Haven't got the Sirius XM open hooked up yet. They weren't open on the weekend. All the other basic, you can obviously pay your phone up to it. So then we can go back to got your web browser. Guess that's not gonna load up. Go back to the home screen. Got a few more gauges in here. Virtual gauges. Kind of self-explanatory. DPF status. A lot with fuel mileage. Transmission temperatures in there. Manifold pressure. Up here you get your manifold pressure. It'll tell you what your turbo's doing. Torque. Usually run about 80. You run about 87, 88% of torque. I don't think I've ever seen one run any higher than that. Then over here we have a little more information. I think it'll work. Your ignition timer, you can set that, have it run after you shut the key off for whatever amount of time you want it to run. Get your trip information. Tells you a few different parameters. How to set your clock, standard. You set alarms, set the time, local time, language. Oops, got to shut that off. Don't need that on. Headlight and wiper. What happens with that is if you turn your wipers on, if you have that set, then your headlights will automatically come on, which is kind of a pain. Got your truck information, chassis info. You got everything listed. Engine information, tells you what it is. Tells you what the governed speed limit is. no warnings yet. Those would be engine faults. Get your settings. There'd be a couple different ones. This one, if the truck was running and the brakes were released, and you were going down the road, this mode here would tell you what the mileage was, your average mileage plus your current mileage. So it's pretty cool. They pack quite a bit in a little package. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah. We got your basic 18-speed transmission. 18 speeds forward and reverse. So anyway, that's it. That's pretty much the scoop. We got over here the window controls and the power door locks. Then we have this. That's your heated mirrors there. This obviously controls your mirrors. You can adjust them. See what you may or may not be running over. So anyway, that's about it.